We've talked about this before, but we will say it again. What the hell are the Milwaukee Bucks doing? You are 47 and 31, and you are 3 and 7 in your last 10 games. And they must have had a tough schedule. Maybe had to play in Boston. Maybe they went on a West Coast road trip and had to
Yeah.
play the Nuggets. Maybe they had to play some tough competition. To which I say, okay. So you're at home versus Phoenix. You win 140 to 129. Then you play Boston. You end up losing 122 to 119. Boston ends up blowing a big lead in that game, so really wasn't that close. Then you have 2 blowout victories versus the Nets and Thunder. And then you blow a 20-point lead to the Lakers and lose in overtime. You lose to the Pelicans with Giannis Light and Zion Williamson. And then you beat the Hawks. Okay, nice. Then you lose to the Wizards.
Who, by the way, are having their worst season in their history. And we went over the Wizards' history. We're talking about Gilbert Arenas being one of the top 12 players of all time on the Wizards, the guy who literally shot himself in the foot, and they're having their worst season. Just wanted to mention that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. And then after that, you lost to the Grizzlies without Ja Morant and Marcus Smart still in the lineup, missing threes.
Currently on pace to be the 13th seed in the West.
And then you lose to the Raptors.
Woof.
Who is on the Raptors?
I don't know anymore. I once knew. I would be like Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, Fred VanVleet. Nope.
RJ Barrett. That's someone.
Oh, RJ Barrett. Yes.
Yeah, he's
Friend
there.
of the show.
Yeah, it's true. He's on the Raptors.
That's cool. I love that for him.
And then with Julius Randle out for the season, shoulder injury. God bless Julius Randle. You lose to the Knicks 122 to 109.
I mean, Dante DiVincenzo.
And then, so now you're 47 and 31, and the Magic are 1 game behind you. Oh, who do you play 2 out of the last 4 games? The Orlando Magic. So yes, you heard that here first, that the Magic have a chance to be the number 2 seed in the East if the Milwaukee Bucks continue on this trajectory, because you also play Boston tomorrow, and then you also play the Oklahoma City Thunder in Oklahoma City, who are still vying for a number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And then if you fall to the 3 seed, you're most likely going to play against the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton, and Pascal Siakam. And then it could potentially help you if you fall the 3 seed, because then you don't have to play Miami in the first round. You wouldn't have to play them till the second round. But are the Bucks doing this on purpose, or is this Doc Rivers thing the dumbest move they could have made possible?
Oh, it's absolutely the dumbest thing they could have made possible. You think about their record before and after. They had Adrian Griffin, who at one point they were, I believe, 34 and 11 was their record.
Yeah.
And then Doc Rivers comes in and they have a losing record since he comes onto the Bucks. And he's not only has he been not a good coach for them, and not only have they gotten worse, but he continues to shoot himself in the foot, almost like friend of the show Gilbert Arenas, where you have him calling out Giannis, calling out the staff, calling out, dare I say, the bus drivers. They could play a part. There's a clip, look it out, of him making fun of, saying potentially the problem with the Bucks is the bus staff.
Doc Rivers said that, or Giannis said that?
Doc Rivers. It is somewhere. Because he loves to blame everybody but himself. That is the Doc Rivers specialty. So it's absolutely the dumbest move. It could come down as one of the dumbest coaching moves in NBA history, because they were doing pretty well with Adrian Griffin. I know he was a rookie head coach, but you gave him the David Blatt treatment. I don't know if he deserved the David Blatt treatment.
Didn't he? Adrian Griffin only lost 13 games.
Yeah.
And now you're 47 and 31. And the whole complaint with Adrian Griffin is like, our defense isn't good. It's like, well, the thing about your defense is you traded away your best perimeter defender and replaced him with a score first guard who doesn't play perimeter defense and didn't do anything to add any perimeter defense. And then you're like, oh my God, our perimeter defense sucks. We're shocked. And what I said during the Damian Lillard trade when it happened is like, I think Dame and Giannis will be a good offensive duo, but be very careful because your perimeter defense is going to suffer. And I said that as soon as they made the trade. And I'm like, I'm not ready to say that they'll be worse with Dame, but will you be able to defend anybody in the playoffs when you're going to have Derek White, Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum heading downhill, full steam at you? And then you go out there and they get Drew Holiday, who's going to be the one guarding Damian Lillard. And Jalen Brown will also be guarding Damian Lillard. Jason Tatum will be guarding Damian Lillard. Derek White, second team All NBA defense last year, I believe first team All NBA defense, will also be guarding Dame. So they have 4 to 5 legitimate defenders they can put on him. And then you have Pat Tillman. You can make a wall with Kristaps Porzingis and to stop Giannis with what Miami did. And then Al Horford and Tatum also play Giannis tough whenever they play him. The only year that they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks was when they had Kyrie on the team. So with Milwaukee, it's like
They're toast.
it's bad.